My name is Barry Allen. And I am the fastest man alive.
Listen to me. There's a war coming. A terrible war.
You have failed this city.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Fandom Zone podcast. I'm Charles Skaggs, and with me, as always, is the ever-incredible Karen Lindsay.
Hello.
Hello, Karen. And this time, we have a special guest.
No.
Yes! Crossing over from the awesomeness that is Next Stop Everywhere, the Doctor Who podcast. And,
It's me.
And a number of other podcasts with Karen.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
Jesse Jackson.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes,
Jesse.
it is.
We
Hi,
will
guys.
explain the specialness of this crossover as we go today. There is
Yes.
a very special connection.
There is a theme, and I am so thrilled you guys asked me to join you again, or I kind of invited myself.
Well,
And now you go.
No. Let's get the record straight. You were manipulated into
that's right. That's right. And
the puppet mistress makes you
Yes.
dance.
that's right. And this is kind of a throwback thing and a way to explain kind of how Jesse and I met also
Awesome.
Absolutely.
over this weekend. So
Yes.
This is, like the Fandom Zone and Next Stop Everywhere. It's almost becoming like Arrow and the Flash, where the shows are intermingling so much
Yes.
that's right.
it's pretty much just one show now. So
And it's like
Yes.
Doctor Who in that we are going in the Wayback Machine.
We are going back in the Wayback
Wouldn't,
Machine.
wouldn't that actually be someone else in the Wayback Machine?
Yes, shush. That's Peabody and
Yeah,
his dog Sherman.
Yes.
It's human, Sherman.
Yes, shush.
I
Whatever.
want to see the Time Travelers Convention with Peabody talking to the Doctor.
That would be awesome.
That would-
Comparing
Yes.
notes.
Yes,
on how the time
absolutely.
machine works.
Yeah, the two guys from
Let me-
time travel, from the time tunnel. You
Yeah.
know, there's Beckett and Al.
They'll just be going down the checklist going, Caesar, yep, okay. Met
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What did you have with him? A salad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Yes.
you get Genghis Khan? Oh, yeah, I got Genghis Khan. Okay, cool.
Yep.
There-
I had General Tso's chicken with him.
Yeah. That would be wonderful. The being the whole time travel bingo.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
at the convention. Okay, who you did?
Mark
So that would be awesome.
So hurry up and get on that, internets, because,
Yes.
yeah, that's a great idea. I love it.
Thanks.
All right, so this time,
Yes.
we're going to be discussing 2 episodes. The first, we're continuing our series of Birds of Prey, one of those, Birds of Prey flashbacks from 2002. And we're also going to be this time talking about going back to Arrow's 2nd season with the episode Suicide Squad.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Featuring a certain someone that I
Sure.
guess we're going to talk about later.
Yes.
When we get to that, we will talk about
Okay.
the special guest star that is in question
But there is
or why.
there is a reason why that episode was chosen.
Correct.
Yes.
A method to our madness, shall
Correct.
we say?
All
That's
right.
right.
So I think we'll kind of ease into things and start talking about Birds of Prey first.
Let's do.
Okay.
Yes. And
Okay.
I did want to say, for those of you who know Karen and I, you might be able to pick what we're talking about.
You might know
Yes.
ahead of time.
It's possible.
Yes.
Now, Jesse, before we get started, I did want to thank you for talking about the Fandom Zone and getting ready to talk about Birds of Prey on Twitter, because apparently you got retweeted by a certain Ashley Scott
Mm.
on the
Yes.
Twitters.
So, one thing about her and Constance Zimmer, they are very active, or their people are on social media. You never know, but because of Karen, I am losing all my geek cred, I guess.
No,
But I
but
have
Unreal
fell in
is so
love with
great, right?
Unreal. It is so good, and she mentioned it, and I found it on the video on demand, and I just ripped through them.
I know it's so
And it
good.
just was so good. And I've always loved Constance Zimmer all the way back from Joan of Arcadia,
Yeah.
when she was the tattooed nun and the ex-nun. And she's been great on Entourage, and she's been on another series. And I've always just found her really an interesting actor, attractive, but a smart attractive, just someone. I mean, the intelligence makes her feel really sexy and really cool. And then and I I, I you know
Hotness.
No, we don't know. What
Hotness.
yeah,
Okay.
well, our
Out with it,
friend
Jackson.
Birds of Prey, you know all three of the young ladies are so attractive, and so Ashley Scott is also on Unreal, and they've been very active, so they've retweeted a lot of things. So I am glad that we got a little notice, and I'm excited about talking about this. I was lucky enough, I was on a couple weeks ago when you did the pilot, and so and I guess I'll wait as we get into discussion about this was a really good episode to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Agree.
so
Not
yes.
much Dinah.
So this might rank a little higher in Karen's eyes,
Yeah.
just a wee bit.
This
I love Dinah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, but this is not the right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As if you've been following the past couple of weeks, you notice that Karen has had some issues with the way Dinah has been depicted.
You're grounded, Black Canary.
I love your Dinah voice.
So stupid. So stupid. I'm sorry.
All right. So this episode,
Yes.
3 birds and a baby, because apparently somebody watched 3 Men and a Baby and thought, hey, this would be a great episode of Birds of Prey.
Yeah, well, there are 3 birds, and there
There's
was
a baby.
a baby.
Yep.
Yes.
So
Hey.
it's all crazy coincidence.
Yes.
All right. So this was written by David H. Goodman and Julie Hess, directed by Craig Zisk.
Mhm.
And it opens with a pretty obviously fake baby being dropped from a fire escape.
Yeah, not the best.
They're kind of slinging it around, and then
Oh,
and then oh no, it drops. Yeah, it drops. This woman is being attacked by goons.
yeah, a leg pops out of the socket. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and so the baby gets dropped, but Huntress just happens to be down below, fighting against mobsters,
Right.
and catches the baby, thankfully. And the woman ends up getting stabbed, and of course that means that with nobody else around, Huntress is stuck with the baby.
Mhm.
So here we are. There's our premise.
Mhm.
They've got a baby. Now, whose baby? What's the baby about? We find out.
And of course, hijinks ensues because Huntress grabs the baby,
Yeah.
and she's the least likely person
Yeah.
to have a baby.
Yeah,
So
we kind of find out about that, don't we?
What
Yeah.
hijinks?
And one of the things that I thought was pretty interesting about this episode is it kind of takes a turn.
Hmm.
Because originally you look like it's going to be okay. It's going to kind of be slapstick.
It's gonna be that wackiness because the one
Yeah.
who doesn't like babies is the only
Is
one
the
that
one-
bonds with it.
Yeah. And
Yep.
that, of course the one, Ashley Scott, Helena is the only one that, the baby stops crying for.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And when they make the line, "Hey, we fight evil every night."
Right.
How hard can it be to take care of a baby that well, okay,
Yeah.
duh.
And you
So,
obviously think that's where the wacky hijinks are going to come in.
Yes,
but
pretty
yeah,
much.
it does kind of
Yeah.
turn. Yeah.
Now I did like the bit where Dinah is the only one with the guts to go check out the baby's sex.
yes, they keep calling it, and like
Yeah.
we get to check, and so
I'm the best babysitter ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dinah takes a peek under the hood and
Mhm.
and finds
Yeah.
out that, hey, it's a guy. So I guess we'll name him Guy.
And you can tell this is a network show, because if it was a cable show,
Mm-hmm.
there would have been a stream coming from up. Because I will tell you from experience
Mm-hmm.
that when fresh air
Yeah.
hits the little fella, there a fountain comes.
Yeah.
So you learn very quickly
To
to
duck.
always keep a piece of cloth
Over.
there to kind of catch. I did want to add.
She's not that great a babysitter then.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Just kind of
did
like
wanna
everything else, but yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to share a story that so if we're going to pretend we're on storming the castle for a minute, and Castle Cast, I guess, and take us down. I loved watching Huntress fight with the baby in one arm, because Linda.
Please, let's not make that example for why Kate should have a baby this season.
No, Linda tells me all the time that one of the things that impressed her, and she will tell the story, for those of you who know, now Chris is 26, so he is definitely, but when he was born, I was really good at carrying Chris Jackson like a football in the crook of my arm. Like you picture a running back,
Mhm.
and doing everything one-handed. I could cook with him. I could do everything. I could, change. And so seeing her do that brought back that memory.
Okay.
That I did everything one-handed.
I was trying to figure out where you were going with that anecdote.
Oh,
Yes. And so I thought it was
What
really
is this argument
cool
with
to
me?
see her do that.
Can we maybe stay on point?
Damn you, Blaine.
Yes.
no.
Always trying to focus us on.
I thought for sure he was going off on us so Kate could have a baby this next season.
No.
Please,
I
let's
am anti-Castle Baby.
Me too.
Okay.
No babies.
No.
No babies.
No babies. No
for
babies.
Kate.
Okay.
Someone need to steep.
No, I think they should explain that Gates is gone because she got pregnant. She's on maternity leave.
Oh, that would be so good. Yes.
So Helena from Orphan Black approves. That's good.
Helena says yes.
Yes.
All Kate babies.
Yes. All right. So, it turns out Guy is genetically engineered by none other than Birds of Prey's big bad Harley Quinn.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Because apparently she's got to think. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Apparently she's got this wacky idea that baby assassins would be a great thing.
Sure, for her and Mr. J.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
So-
her and Mr. J never had a child, so this is the next best thing.
That's right.
And we get one of my favorite character actors, Kevin Rankin, playing the doctor. He,
The
I
doctor.
guess, an early role. Yes, not the doctor. He played
Dr.
Devil in
Belcher.
Justified. He was Herc in Friday Night Lights. He was in the Not As Bad As Everyone Thinks, though I certainly will not defend it, NBC Bionic Woman remake.
Right.
He just recently played Gordon's brother on *Halt and Catch Fire*. So a really fun character actor.
Breaking Bad, also a very pivotal part in Dallas Buyers Club.
Yes.
Wow.
And so
Good actor.
a really good actor, and he normally plays a pretty messed up character.
Yes.
And so this guy, he looked a little, he had his little lab coat and he looked all, buttoned
together.
down, put together. Yes, absolutely.
He was kind of normal on *Halt and Catch Fire*, though.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was the normal brother.
Yes.
Although, that's not hard to do when
No.
Gordon's all kind of messed up on coke right now.
He was the cute brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently Gordon's fried his brain.
Yes, I know.
Pretty bad. That's
Kind of pisses me off.
Yeah. Gordon. Oh, okay.
Yes.
So Huntress goes to check out the woman's corpse that when she had the baby.
I guess she was the lab assistant. Is that
Yeah. She
Yeah.
turns out to be the lab assistant, not the actual mother.
right? Because there was no mother,
There
right?
was no mother. Yeah, this thing was just like grown in a test tube or something.
Right. On a mesh.
But apparently she decides, okay, I'm going to scan this corpse's body.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure why she decides, well, let's scan the body. But she scans the body, finds a chip in the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So she's digging the chip out, la la la, digging the chip out. And then who comes by as she's digging the chip out of the shoulder but Jesse Reese.
Yep. Hey, Huntress.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Captain Abs.
That's right.
And apparently, oh yeah. But apparently, Huntress is still not cool with Reese after the events of
No.
last episode.
Yeah. She doesn't trust him again.
Right.
Yep. So she kind of gives him the cold shoulder.
Yeah, I know. But still, there's a spark there.
Yep.
Yes, there is.
Well, it paid off.
But you can't let those two crazy kids get together because that'll run the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
For all the 9 episodes remaining, but
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well,
I was just gonna
thought
say.
it was going to last a little longer.
I know.
yeah. Okay, so Oracle, being Oracle, finds out that chip is a passkey. And just as she does so, though, Guy starts crying.
Yep.
And Huntress, of course, not wanting anything to do with the baby, goes rushing right upstairs to check on the baby. And finds that all of a sudden, guess what? Guy is now suddenly 4 years old.
Right. This is the kid you needed diapers for?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know,
don't need those anymore. He's probably already potty trained.
Yep.
Thanks to
there was a really nice moment where she sang, "Rockabye Baby," and she says, "It doesn't mean I like you." And maybe this is the uncynical Jesse, but I think they did a good job of showing that connection that pays off at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So, with the exception of the spoilers, different actors play Guy. They really got some great actors to play this little part. Matthew Jostin plays the 4-year-old Guy. He was little AJ from Jag for all these years. He actually has a pretty good resume.
Yep. Riley Smith plays 18-year-old Guy. He's probably the most well-known Guy. He was on True Blood, and he's currently on The Messengers.
And I would argue that Michael Welch, who played the 14-year-old Guy, was Luke from Joan of Arcadia, and has done a pretty good thing. Bobby Ender, he had a one-off at Switched at Birth, one-off in a Veronica Mars series. But I will give you Riley Smith, but I'll throw a little love out there for Michael Welch because I love Joan of Arcadia.
Joan of Arcadia is awesome.
Yes.
But True Blood. Hello.
Yeah. Absolutely.
True Blood.
Can I just say how impressed I am with both of you that you researched the guys?
Well,
I would have never thought to research the various guys. And, and both of you did. So I'm just in awe of both of you.
Thanks.
I bow down to your research skills.
Thanks. I ended up I ended up not watching Z Nation because I was kind of zombied out. But Michael Welch is playing in that as well. So he's had a pretty good career. I just was interested. I said, "Oh, I wonder who's going to be in this." And then when I started researching, I'm like, "Oh, wow, that kid actually had something." And oh, wait a minute, this guy had something. And so it's kind of impressive.
The people that have been in Birds of Prey actually did go on to good things.
Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah, Jesse Pinkman.
Exactly.
I know, Breaking Bad, right?
That was huge.
I know, huge. But it just seems like when they all came together to do this one show, it was like,
Yeah.
wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of curious to see like who else we're going to like discover in these like
I
remaining
know.
episodes.
I mean, we've all seen the series already,
but we don't remember.
I know we don't remember who. We're gonna watch the show and we're gonna go, oh my god, I can't believe they were on.
And go that guy.
I know it's
that
gonna.
lady, yeah.
It's gonna be fun to see.
Right.
As we watch it,
She was in this show. Holy
right,
crap!
Right. But Kevin Rankin, I mean Kevin, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't believe he was on this because it was just this last episode of *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Yes, it was.
That he was on, and I was like, "Oh,
Absolutely.
Wow!"
Yeah.
And Dallas Buyers Club. He had a pretty big part in that too. So anyway, continue, Charles. Sorry about that.
No problem.
And yes, we did.
It's what we do.
Okay.
Oracle finds out that there's a neural mesh inside Guy that apparently, gives him his ability to talk and some other things. Fight, we find out later. But it turns out that according to Oracle's mad research skills, Guy's going to die in just a few days at the rate he's aging.
Yep.
So, it's not looking good for Guy, which means
he's going to die on the Enterprise alongside his wife. He was on the Enterprise. He was the old guy and his wife on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I see what you did. I see what you did there. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, all right. Well played. Kudos. Anyway.
Go ahead.
Guy ends up having another growth spurt, ends up at 10 years old now. So they end up going to the lab.
He needs diapers again at the end too.
Yeah, because
at the end
they end up contacting the scientists at the lab where the chip was or whatever, and track that down. And the scientist is like, "Oh yeah, come on in. We'll take a look at him." Oracle's skeptical. No, understandable.
Yeah.
So they go to the lab. Dinah has one of her Black Canary visions.
Okay. She's like the ex machina in every episode, isn't she? The Deus ex machina. She's the thing that God put in the show to make something happen.
She's the plot device to move things forward.
Right.
But the thing is, though, okay, she has this vision, but immediately after having the vision, goons come out and start pointing guns at them, and it's like all of a sudden Admiral Akbar steps in and goes, "It's a trap!
It's a trap!
It's a trap!"
Yes. It's a trap!
So well done on those visions there, Dinah, because you gave us all of 30 seconds notice.
Less
than that, maybe.
It's like Deanna Troy. I sense
pain,
something.
Great pain.
Yes. So, it doesn't work out always,
No, the pain's already there by the time Deanna's...
I just remember that Deanna Troy line from Encounter at Farpoint, the first episode. Just, where she's trying to be all empathic and pain, great pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And poor Michael Bell.
Yeah.
In that episode. I love Michael Bell, by the way.
Michael Bell in that wig that looks like someone broke off a mop, a janitor's mop, and stuck it on his head.
Yeah. And then they put him in front of a really bad green screen for most of that episode.
Well, it was 87.
I know.
You kind of, green screen, not quite up to,
I know
today's standards.
Any of you out there in our listening audience want to look up a really impressive resume? Go to IMDb and look up Michael Bell because wow, that guy is in everything.
And on quite a couple of Marvel superhero animated shows too.
Yes, a lot. Maybe some DC ones. Was he in the original Super Friends?
I think he might have been. I think he did some voices for those. Maybe during the Legion of Doom season.
Yeah, Scooby Doo,
Challenge of the Super Friends, and probably some of those.
Yeah.
Lots
of voice work.
Great actor. Excuse me.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, that's all right. So yeah, it's a trap and all that.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Oracle whips out her cool collapsible baton, starts kicking butt.
Yep.
But it's looking pretty bleak for our heroes
It's yours.
until Guy comes crashing through the window. Dun dun dun.
What is he? 14?
Yeah, he's like
14.
yeah, he's about 14, and kills the scientist.
That's right.
So he's already like getting a body count.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's for the scientist.
And so Huntress is afterwards. She's like, "Don't kill people. Killing is bad."
Right.
Even
Except
though
for
I really want to do it sometimes,
right.
they tell
Except
me
for
not to.
you
But
saved us by killing that guy.
yeah,
So
Yes.
yeah, okay. We can't really say
wink, wink.
much
Don't
about-
kill people.
Right. Yeah.
So Guy's now 14. For those of you keeping score, he ends up like going down. He slips out and goes down to this club called Slippery.
Mhm.
I want to know
Yeah.
who names these clubs
Well,
on this.
and
show.
I think it's important to know he's going through his teenage angst.
Yes.
That's why he is got to be a rebel man. You don't understand me.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
in order to give
I killed someone, so what?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back off, man. So to give
You don't know me. You don't know my troubles. Sorry.
Yeah, so to give Dinah something to do, she goes down to the club. So I want to know how Dinah gets in all these clubs because she looks all of like maybe 15 years old.
Right.
But apparently
But then so does he. So
Yeah, so how does he? All right.
was it was it an underage club? I thought they said it was an underage club.
I wasn't sure on that.
Yeah, I don't think so. And besides, Gotham is a corrupt place,
Oh,
Charles.
that's true.
Right, good point.
Okay.
New Gotham.
Right.
Yes. New
Right,
Gotham.
New
Yes,
Gotham because it's not Gotham, it's New Gotham.
Right.
that's right.
They went like this. Hey, can we get in?
Yeah.
Sure.
Tell them what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm winking very, very exaggeratedly.
Yes. you are.
So Dinah shows up at the club. These skeevy guys come lurking around, going, "Hey, baby," and
This is my baby.
no, not that kind of baby.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, different kind of baby. But
Baby.
so they're hitting on her. Guy's not too happy about this.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So
No, that's inappropriate.
yeah,
Inappropriate.
denied.
Yeah. He's not happy. He defends her.
Yeah,
Yes, he does.
He proceeds to like beat the crap out of these guys and then trashes the entire club for
Which
good measure.
is how they find out where he is.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the club Slippery is now like in a full-fledged riot. Let's
Because
go.
it was a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, it's
Happy
my
with you?
nephew.
Yep.
Yep. Easy enough.
Yep.
Yes.
And so Reese, of course, is skeptical. He's like, nephew, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the guy who needed diapers and then he didn't. Now all of a sudden he's 14.
Long story.
Yeah.
14 were wearing diapers, eh?
Don't have time to tell you.
But to his credit, he does understand vis-a-vis last episode that some weird
Yes.
happened
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
in New Gotham.
Or does he just
So.
like now just say, okay, whatever, I don't want to know.
I'm thinking
out.
that's
I'm
part
out.
of it.
I'm done.
Right. Right.
Uh,
Okay, yes, I get it. I
yeah.
get it.
Moving on.
Exactly.
Guy's now 18 years old.
Right.
at
And
this-
this is
at this
Riley
point-
Smith.
Yeah, and so now he's really in the throes of rebellion. So he like goes after Huntress.
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting her because Harley Quinn activates him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you get the little button somewhere inside him going ping, and then it's on. It's on.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Activate.
Form of angsty teenager, homicidal angsty teenager.
Right, exactly.
Um,
I'm sorry for
you like that? You like that
snorting.
one? Okay,
I
you like
did.
that one. Okay, I got to
I liked
snort.
it so much I snorted. Sorry.
That's all right. Harley's henchmen pop out and say hi. Um,
Boing, yoing, yoing, yoing.
yeah, yeah. So, but they take out the henchmen.
Yep.
No, henchman's no big deal.
Yeah, because she talks Guy into fighting on her side, right?
Right.
Oh,
Exactly. They can fight together.
right.
Like,
Yes, they
Because
do.
they bonded
right.
earlier. In the
And it's a pretty good fight scene.
Mhm.
Those
Yes,
fight-
and and because they had shown us that the hired mercenaries were really good because they could throw, a dagger behind their back and have the guy catch it, or
Right.
a letter opener, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but only because these two did a organized attack is
Right.
the only reason we lost.
That's right.
So, yes.
And they got the mad skills.
Mm-hmm.
They do got the mad skills. They just
Yeah.
don't want to admit
Yeah.
that a teenager and a chick beat them.
Yeah.
Right.
But they just don't understand the greatness of the Huntress.
That's right.
Exactly. All right. So they back at the watchtower. Things are not looking good for Guy.
No.
He ages to 40
Mm-hmm.
and then ages again to 80,
That's right.
just like that.
And then he
because
wears
Harley activated
diapers
it.
again, which
Yeah.
is my joke.
So it's a good thing they had the. It's a good thing they got those diapers after all.
That's right. That's right. It is.
And he really he's accepted himself. He knows that he wants to die, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's prepared. He's ready to die at this point. And this is where it kind of made me smile because at this point, all right, he's gone through this entire life cycle in the span of like 3 days, I guess.
Yes.
And so at this point, all three of the birds of prey bring him out a birthday cupcake.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
got
that
one
isn't
candle
what-
in it.
Yeah. So that
It's
isn't
like-
what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
So
But that's what happens, though.
Yes, and that is a very sweet moment. But you know what I thought of?
Mm-hmm.
The great line from Neil Gaiman
Yeah.
from Death.
The high cost of
That's
living.
all there is. And Death says you get what everybody gets. You get a lifetime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what made me think of this. Because, and of course, we all bow at the altar of Neil Gaiman,
Yes.
writer of one of the best, arguably greatest Doctor Who episode of all times. And so, but I mean, that's Guy got a lifetime.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Karen's got her little death figure.
She's
yes,
coming for
very
me.
nice. Yes. So
Well, she's coming for everybody. Let's be honest.
Yes. She is.
But so it's like, we got you a cupcake. It's got a candle in it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and
earlier in the
Nicholas-
episode, he said he would never have a birthday, right?
Right. So this
And-
is his birthday.
Right.
So happy birthday. You're dying.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
See ya. Wouldn't want
And
to-
yeah, so Guy promptly, before he even gets to taste the cupcake, he dies.
Yep.
Yes.
Cock.
That's it. Yep. But yep, so he's dead. But before he signs off, he's like, if I could only have one wish, it would be for Helena to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he dies.
So
Yes.
Oh, he died.
she's got to go. No, she's got to go find Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
Wow,
to
okay.
go back to the sauna.
that's right.
All right.
Mhm.
That's sauna.
right.
Okay. Reese follows sad Helena. She's all sad now. She's sitting in the playground park, children's
Reese does not follow me.
right. Helena, not Helena.
Yes, thank
Yes. My mistake, Helena. Don't kill me.
you. All right, I will not kill.
So yeah, Helena is sitting in the children's park.
Wait, where did she go? I'm back. Where did
What?
where did Elena go? I'm sorry.
your secret identity? Yeah.
That is such a hack thing to do. Sorry.
No, I love that actually.
Yeah.
You did.
I did. I love that. I have expected you to like take off your glasses like all Clark Kent style and I'm Helena now. And you put the glasses back on and where's Helena?
The late great Kid Craddock.
I'm the worst. I'm so sorry.
Where he would say, I need to go out in my car. No, kid. We've got this person coming on. Well, I'm just going to be back. I'll be back in time for the interview. And then, of course, he would do the voice of the interview.
Yeah.
And then they would come back. Kid, you missed it. Oh, you're kidding. So, that's what I kind of felt like you were doing.
That's what I was doing.
That was
kind
awesome.
Of. Yeah,
Yes.
like one of those hack voice impressionist, people. Yeah. Oh, where did Helena go? Was she just here? Did I miss her? Yeah. Oh, that was horrible. I'm sorry.
I loved it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. So Reese tries to reach out to Helena at this point, but it's Helena, so she just kind of sits there.
Yeah.
So
and she's not gonna buy into him right now.
Yeah. It's just like, man, I got my own problems. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
You're not the boss of me. Yeah. I don't work in this van.
Independent woman superhero.
See, now, I don't know if you're going to get that reference at all, because that's something I don't know.
No, I didn't get that one. I didn't get that one.
That's from The Office.
Ah, oh, there you go.
Yeah. Dwight has gotten into a car accident and had a concussion. And he's in a van with Michael and Jim. And he's drinking some alcohol that he found under the seat, and he's got a concussion. And they try to take the alcohol away from him. And he says, "You can't take that from me. I don't work in this van."
Very nice.
I'm waiting for Blaine to pop out.
You're not my boss.
What is this bizarre segue that's happening right now?
Yeah.
It's just, I love that. It's a really good line. From that, because he's acting like he's all drunk, but it's because he has a concussion. You're not my boss. I don't work in this van. Such a great line from him.
That's great.
And of course, it's Rainn Wilson.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right. I loved him in Super.
Yeah. Oh, he was great.
Did you see that movie?
Yeah. Hello, Nathan Fillion's in it.
Yeah. Well, also Ellen Page.
Yes, but hello, Nathan Fillion is.
Well, hello, Ellen Page.
Okay, that's fine, but do I miss anything that has Nathan Fillion in it?
I guess not.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All righty then.
I have such a crush on him.
And you share a birthday.
Yep, we sure do.
And you have drool on the corner of your lip. No.
I checked just in case.
Psych.
I could have.
All right, so because this is Birds of Prey, we end up closing with yet another rooftop scene.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Where Oracle refers or mentions that there was some woman that Huntress saw at the club when Guy went all berserk rage. So we didn't really get like that addressed in the earlier scene, but we're getting a mention about it now.
Yeah.
And Oracle, yeah, exactly. And Oracle's just like, we need to find this woman who has blonde hair.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. So.
And of course it's Harley.
Right. Of course it's Harley, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't connected the dots yet.
And they're trying to figure out who it would be that would engineer this kid.
Right.
Yes. Of course it's Harley. But Helena knows that she doesn't know that the bad person is Harley.
Right.
She just knows that her
and Huntress is
pointed.
Yep. And Huntress has never actually sat down and thought, hey, Dr. Quinzel, your name kind of sounds a little bit like Harley Quinn, the guy who used to fight my father.
I know.
Or the woman who used to fight my father.
Wasn't she already outed?
I would think.
Yeah.
I don't think in this world.
Well, not in this world, no. But I'm.
Yes, but
by now she would have been already.
According to Mad Love, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Paul Dini, Bruce Timm.
Yes.
Yeah.
By now, yes.
All right. So, everybody, let's start with our special guest, Jesse. What did you give this episode as far as rating?
I gave it 8.5 left behind pacifiers.
Very
Very
I like
nice.
that.
Yeah, I did. I did too. Karen?
And I'm going to give it 8 liquor-filled statues of Elvis Presley in reference to the Dead Kennedys song, A Growing Boy Needs His Lunch.
I love that
Nice.
reference.
Very
you.
nice.
As a classic fan of punk rock, I love that. So,
Thank you.
I give this episode 7.5 out of 10 birthday cupcakes because
He didn't even get one.
didn't even get to taste one. So,
Nope.
so more birthday cupcakes for us.
That's
Yay!
right.
Woohoo!
So let's see. There's 7.5. So that divided 7.5 by 3. How many does each of us? Oh, God,
2.5.
Okay, that's too much math.
You're welcome.
For me.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So I get 3.
Everybody gets 2.5 cupcakes.
I get 3.
Yeah.
And how many do you guys get?
I see how it is.
All right.
You're gonna steal my half cupcake and Jesse's half cupcake for your own half cupcake.
That's right.
Yes. Okay. That's fair
So
enough.
if we only get 2 cupcakes, you get 3 cupcakes.
That's right.
She is the podcast mom,
The
so
podcast
she's the one.
podcast mom. So by far, this is the best episode of Birds of Prey, as far as I'm concerned, so far.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, it's funny. I'm not watching the whole series along with you guys. I'll listen to your podcast, and I enjoyed y'all's take on Daredevil, but I just haven't. That isn't on my queue to rewatch. But I remember when I did bought the DVD set that it was okay. The series was not as I wanted it to be better than it was.
Right.
And but I went, wow, this so far I'm hitting 100%, right? The pilot was pretty good and this is pretty good.
Yep.
Right.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
But,
I can see why it did not last.
Right.
It could have been way better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally
yeah, I mean, we should have had Greg Berlanti do it, or perhaps
Gail Simone.
Yes, Gail
that
Simone.
That would have helped a little bit.
Yes, I was just thinking of someone who runs TV.
We have so many comic book writers writing television.
Or Chuck Dixon.
But I'm just saying for a showrunner. And Rob Thomas, who's doing such a great job with iZombie.
Oh yeah.
If they could have gotten a couple of people. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a lost potential. It's time for a reboot.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'd be thrilled with that.
Yeah.
Although, we have some of those characters already on TV now.
That's true. Because Huntress is on Arrow.
Yes. Black Canary.
And Black Canary's on Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow.
Yeah.
Which is a very good segue to our next discussion, isn't it?
Why, yes. I see what you did there. Yes.
Speaking of I see what you did there, let's talk about Arrow.
Yeah, let's talk about Arrow. Hey, what a wacky coincidence. That's great.
Right.
We're going to go back to Arrow's second season.
That's right.
Before the dark times. Before season 3.
That's right. Now there were dark times in this episode, that's for sure.
There were, but this is actually a pretty fun episode because
I agree.
It's episode 16 of the second season, Suicide Squad.
There is a reason I picked this episode, not just because of that guest star. This was a very good episode, I thought.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, this was written by Kato Shimizu. And Brian Q. Miller, who wrote a bunch of Smallville episodes and wrote the Smallville season 11 comics for DC Comics.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty well versed in comic book lore.
Plus, no island flashbacks.
Yes. Let's just talk about how great that was. That there was no flashbacks.
There were flashbacks.
Well,
just no island.
No island flashbacks. Yes,
that's right.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
good flashbacks.
Directed by Larry Tang.
That's right.
But a lot of guest stars in this one.
Yes, good ones.
You want me to run down the list, or
let me do it because I have their credits.
Okay, go ahead. You can do that.
Michael Jai White as Ben Turner, Bronze Tiger, and he was in Batman: The Dark Knight
and Spawn.
Spawn, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Browder.
Yeah.
Came back.
He's on this show.
Came back to reprise his role as Ted Gaynor, and he just happened to have starred in a little show called Farscape.
Did he now?
And he was also on Stargate SG-1.
And Doctor Who.
And shush now. We'll talk about that as we go. Katie Lotz was back as Sarah Lance. Selena
I'm going to stop you. I really... This brought back how much I missed Sarah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This season, and I understand the creative place they took and everything, but I really liked her character, and I liked her and Oliver's interaction, and so it made me realize how much I missed her.
Oliver and Sarah, to me, work so much better than Oliver and Felicity.
And I understand.
I know that I'm risking the wrath of the Felicity crowd.
And I understand the beauty of Felicity and their chemistry and all that, but I agree with you. I just liked him and Sarah together.
Mm-hmm.
Not only it just seemed to work really well, and I just think they could have had Felicity, if they wanted Felicity to have a love interest, they could have done something else.
Right. I agree.
Yep.
Selena Jade as Shadow. Audrey Marie Anderson as Lila/Harbinger.
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia Adai Robinson as Amanda Waller /Mockingbird. And she was in...
Too thin.
Agreed.
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Amanda Waller is not thin.
She's the new 52. Amanda.
Whatever.
I know.
And she was also on Spartacus, by the way.
Yep.
Sean Mayer as Mark Schaefer /Shrapnel from Firefly.
Yep.
Eugene Lipinski as Alexei Leonov, and he was December on Fringe.
Ooh. I did not catch that.
Of that character.
Huh? So what?
Not December, but a waste of this character.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
There was more potential there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There absolutely was. And I think they wished it away.
Mm-hmm.
Except I don't want to say wished.
Yeah.
I want to say something else. But Rob, I don't want you to beat me.
P.I.
Yes.
Yeah. Lee Majub as Gollum Kadir.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Rowe as Floyd Lawton /Deadshot. Tara Strong as the voice of Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
And Cassidy Alexa as the body of Harley Quinn. And I put that in there just to mention the fact that we got that little cameo of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that was something I had in my notes to bring up.
Okay.
So that's we'll get there.
Okay. And I'm going to mention right here before we start the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
This is the crossover of today's episode of the Fandom Zone and tomorrow's episode of Next Stop Everywhere. Ben Browder. Here's the little story of how Jesse and Karen met.
Oh, hold on. Let me get my popcorn.
No, that's
now that's I want to hear about.
No,
that's Lou and I at Dragon Con.
That's right. Okay, so Jesse used to write on these message boards very actively for a podcast called Tuning Into Sci-Fi TV. And he was very, very active there. And Lou and I were doing a podcast about a show called Chuck. And we were watching the show called Farscape. And there was an opportunity that came up to co-host a show, a podcast about the show Farscape for the people that did the podcast Tuning Into Sci-Fi TV. Mm-hmm. And they said, we have this guy who we want to put on the show who has never seen Farscape and walk him through it with two co-hosts and then a veteran. So it would be Lou and I as the co-hosts and the newbie, and then an old wizened veteran every week. So that's how it worked out. And it turned out the newbie was Jesse.
Hey.
Not all the time, but it ended up being most of the time, yes.
Right.
And it really was an interesting way to watch Farscape.
And it probably ruined the show for you.
Not at all, but I mean, because Charles, what we did is they did not spoil anything. So they would give hints, and they would say things like, yeah, you may want to pay attention to this.
And there were lots of crickets sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes because
so that had to be frustrating because
oh my god,
Karen, you had to probably dance around stuff really
a lot of stuff
with it, and you didn't want to spoil it for Jesse.
There were times when Jesse was so prescient. There were okay, you watched Farscape.
Well, yeah, because I'm not an idiot, because it's an awesome show.
There was a part when Chiana and Dargo were having a relationship, and then Jothi comes on, and she cheats on Dargo with Jothi.
Yep.
And
Chiana.
Jothi leaves the show, right?
Right.
And then
he's kind of written out. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. And then Jesse says, well, at least we won't see him again. And then there was like cricket.
Yeah, and then like one of the things at the end of the first season, we said, what do you want to see in the next season? And I said, well, you know what I think is interesting is Crace. And toward the end of it, he's kind of changed. So I wonder if we haven't seen his story yet. And is he going to be on a hero journey?
Yeah.
Later
and we went,
line
cricket.
Yeah, I mean, they really did. And they and I knew nothing. And Lou would say, if I didn't know how honest you were, and Karen said the same thing, I would think you're lying that you've seen this show. Because
but we knew how honest he was. Yeah. I mean, we knew for a fact that there was no way he was watching ahead.
Right.
Because it was just how off the cuff he said it.
Right. Well, he's just paying attention, really.
Right.
To what he's watched, and kind of like figuring it out where the show.
He knew how to watch TV.
Yeah,
is what it was.
Right.
And it was amazing to see Farscape through someone's eyes like that. And so it gave us another way to see it, and it gave him a different way to watch a show for the first time.
Yeah.
And it also gave me a lifelong friend.
Aww. Absolutely. And so we would.
And Lou.
Because we would only watch one episode at a time,
so, which was crazy, especially when we couldn't get someone for the schedule the next week.
So, like, if it was a really bad episode, because all TV series have episodes that aren't very good.
Oh my!
And you couldn't wash that away by watching the next one. Right. But if it's a really good one with a cliffhanger,
you had to wait too.
I'd watch it and I'd have to wait to when we're going to talk. And it was a great journey to go through. And then of course it was funny because Karen just casually mentioned, hey, I'm thinking about doing a Castle podcast. Would you want to join me, Jesse? And I go, yeah, I would. That'd be fun. And so that kind of led to this. And then, you and I, Charles, have been friends forever. And so now that I'm podcasting more, I said, hey, Rob reached out to me and said, we have the kids Doctor Who episode, but I want to do another Doctor Who podcast. And I really think you would be perfect for it, Jesse. You're just the kind of, mentality, simple-minded or positive that he wanted. And so I immediately reached out to Charles, and then
who knows a thing or two about Doctor Who.
Right.
Yeah. And that was a lot of fun. And so, and then you and Karen. So this is like I said, the only thing
is now complete.
If Charles and I are just saying, we are praying to all the TV and comic gods that the Titan show becomes a reality.
My God.
Because we met through an APA called Titan Talk. And if we could talk Titans on a podcast, this truly would be the circle of life.
Circle.
We already claimed it.
I mean,
we're like doing this. This is ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody touches this but us.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and it's funny with Jesse on Next Up Everywhere that we're kind of doing that with Jesse a little bit, where he's the newbie.
Yes.
Right.
Going back and watching these classic episodes that he has never seen.
Right.
And
yeah, I feel like that's kind of what you're doing.
Yeah, and you're like, here
Yeah.
I am, I'm the grizzled old vet, and
Right.
he's the newbie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see him do that, right?
yeah,
To hear his perspective on something. He's very excited about things, and I love that about him.
Yeah, and I think I was going to say you kind of understand why she liked that, because you've said the same thing. You've like, I love your perspective.
right.
And, and he's really nice, as you guys were, when I'm like, I don't get this one. And they go, yeah, we understand that. And,
Yeah.
it can take time. And, it's
And then
really,
there were times when we were frustrated going, how come you don't like this as much as we do?
yeah,
This one's really good.
yeah.
Yep.
And then how come you don't hate Jeremiah Crichton as much as I do? Because it's really bad.
What is the jump the hoop or whatever one? That's I think the worst one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The one with Chiana and the
Yeah.
mud.
Jump the shark. Yeah.
No, where she jumps into the pit.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that one.
Shoot the tube or something,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
And also Dream a Little Dream. That's a bad one.
Okay.
With all the planet of lawyers.
yeah.
That one's bad too. But anyway, that is our history. So
Yeah.
if you ever wanted to know
More than you wanted to know,
Yeah.
Jesse's start in podcasting, it is the Scapecast.
right?
And that is where he got his start.
And
it's
that is
my fault.
for the credit, or take the credit or the blame.
That's right.
And
Lou and mine.
So when and then, as you guys should know, that Charles and I are doing a kind of name your own episode on Next Stop Everywhere, and we've asked different friends of ours, podcasters, non-podcasters, to join us and talk their episode. And so we immediately, because Karen's joined us before Next Stop Everywhere, and we always love it when she has there. And
Don't say which one it is. They can guess.
So and Ken, by the way, Ken at first, he now likes Charles and I Alone, but when we first started, he goes, I think Karen should be on the show all the time. Y'all are a lot better with Karen. I'm like, thanks, Ken.
Everything's better with Karen.
Yes, it is.
Stop it. It's
So,
Karen is
yes,
good as Helena's.
we won't give away, but
Karen,
we are
Karen.
Yes.
Karen.
Mm-hmm. So yes, so Ben Bowder is on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we want to and so it was kind of a perfect episode to talk about it, right?
That's right.
Okay.
It is our tie to this episode.
Okay,
Yes.
so now that in that really kind of roundabout way, we're coming back now. Yes, exactly.
Can we maybe stay on point?
So if hopefully nobody's checked out by now,
No, hopefully not.
and Papa Midnight hasn't. He seems to be digging. As Karen's soundboard goes berserk.
Yes.
It's
That was a paper ripping.
okay. I just want to make sure that was everybody's crotches are intact. Okay. All right. So yeah, Arrow, Suicide Squad. We're back to that. Okay. All right. So here we are. This episode starts off with Oliver waking up from a nightmare.
Oh my God, no.
No. He turns around to Sarah sleeping beside him. So bow chicka bow.
And this is their sneaky way of getting his flashback into the episode, isn't
Yeah,
it?
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because God forbid we don't talk about Arrow or Oliver having a flashback.
I know, right?
So he touches her and then all of a sudden sees blood on his hand. It's the bloods. And
Damn spot out.
you've got red on you. Shaun of the Dead reference.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yes.
Karen got it. I'm not sure if Jesse got it. Okay.
See, I keep thinking, I think about it. I touch myself.
Well, Jesse went down a completely different road than I did. Well, now.
Yeah.
So yeah, he sees blood in his hands, and then he looks over, and Shadow is
Oh my
lying
God,
in bed.
Shadow.
It's like, I was just with Sarah,
And then he wakes up a second time.
Yeah, so he was having the nightmares within the nightmares.
That's right.
And which is never good.
Sneaky flashback.
No.
Yeah, so there you go.
And then she gives him a lecture. You'd be nightmaring about me.
So, okay, so
No, I mean, I like her. It's just, you know, it's just a stupid way for them to shoehorn him into this episode that really just should be about the Suicide Squad.
Right.
Because it doesn't need to be junked up.
No, but I think she brings up a good point that they had a impossible
Yeah. He shouldn't have been blamed for that, but you know, to his credit, he never actually did make that decision. Never.
No, he didn't.
Nope.
And I think he's so screwed up over that because he was blamed for it by who he thought was his best friend at the time. And I just, he's so tortured over that. And I think part of me wants to just shake him and go, Oliver, you're so dumb.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get over yourself.
I mean, the whole
You didn't make a decision ever.
Right. Remember, Slade is crazy.
Right.
So, yeah, it's not really
anything
you did.
He went crazy because of whatever that stuff was.
Yeah, the Miracle.
Yeah. But I'm thinking he already had a screw or two loose in his head. And I think also Oliver was a little crazy at that point too, from being stuck on the island. I think they were all kind of nuts from their experiences on the island anyway. So, you know, you just got to shake that off, Taylor.
Exactly.
Swifty.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to at some point just let it go. And if you're having nightmares about it, go see someone.
Yeah.
Right.
Just not Dr. Harleen Quinzel.
No.
No, not at all.
I see.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
All right.
I did.
Although she is in this episode, but hey.
She is actually.
Yes.
Yeah. So this works really well.
It does actually.
These two episodes. All right.
I am a licensed therapist.
Shh.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Yeah.
At least she has the accent here.
So Oliver wakes up, or he gets out of bed. He's like, "Screw it, I'm not getting any sleep." So I'm gonna go see my buddy Alexei Leonov and ask him for some info on Slade Wilson.
Hey, let me ask you a question. I know we keep interrupting you. I'm so sorry about this.
No, it's cool.
Why couldn't he do something in return for him?
Yeah, and okay, thank you for that. Because here's my point. They set up that he is a captain in the Russian mob.
Right.
And I had forgotten this little twist. That because I think that would have been, I think that's an interesting storyline and an interesting part of Oliver that we lost for nothing.
Right.
Because I think he could have said, you know, I am going to take care of you.
Right.
You know,
it's not like he hasn't crossed that line into illegality before.
And also saying, I'm going to, even the timeline, he could have said, I'm doing this right now, but yes, I will make sure. What do you need me to do?
I'll take care of it.
I will take care of it.
Yeah.
It is, absolutely.
It's dumb for him just to say,
very dumb.
No, you still owe me. No, he doesn't actually owe you anything.
Yeah, and
you saved his friend on the island, and he's already done a bunch of stuff for you.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just, and you don't get rid of that resource that easy. And so I just really think, and I think they've already set the fact that Deathstroke is a dangerous villain.
Yeah.
An adversary. So they
we didn't need that extra killing.
Well,
no.
I think it was just more like, hey, we got to have Arrow in there. We got to have Deathstroke because we got to remind everybody of the running story arc. Like, hey, you don't, just because this is a Suicide Squad episode with Diggle, that it matters.
Right.
So,
I get that.
I know.
Yeah.
But here's my question though. They could still kind of do this in the flashback form because they haven't really explored the Russian part of Oliver's, 5 year, during his 5 years on the island, off the island.
Right.
So maybe that could be season 4 coming up, or
Yeah.
5.
But now we've lost.
Right.
I thought that he was on the sub, and that's how he got this thing going.
Yeah, but the way I kind of understood it is that because, he became part of that group before.
Okay.
And he saved that guy.
Yeah, so we haven't really seen that. I mean, he might have learned some Russian from that guy.
Okay.
But
but there's more to the story, I think. Or they could expand it even if there wasn't more.
Right.
He kept saying, I spent 5 years on the island, and I've spent 5 years on the island, and then all of a sudden I spent 5 years in hell, and now he was in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, they can add whatever they want to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would love to see that, after Hong Kong, they put him on a Russian sub.
Yeah, and I really think that, as we totally go off, welcome
to the club.
You don't need to be locked into that flashback story. You don't. I mean, originally you were trying to tell the story of how he became what he was.
Yeah.
And
we know he's the Green Arrow now.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, there isn't.
It lost its purpose.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I think that's
I think a lot of fans have responded to that on Twitter. They're just like, "Oh, another flashback."
Yeah.
But the Arrow writers are just like, they're so like, we got to tell this 5-year saga.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. You can dump it. You can dump the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Right.
Very easily if you want to.
After the first couple seasons of Castle, he stopped saying I'm a writer and I follow around blah 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 at the beginning of the show. We don't need to hear I was stuck on an island.
Yes, my name is Oliver Queen, and
don't need it.
Yeah, I know.
Don't need it. Go right into the show.
Yeah.
Tell us the story.
We know the show by now. Yeah.
Don't need a flashback anymore.
Yeah. Just move on.
Tell us the action story.
Tell us what's going on now.
Right.
And it's okay. They have done that when they say, he's talked about his, much like Farscape, a little, some of the things in Babylon 5, the introduction changed every year. So Oliver's has changed, and so that's good.
Right.
But
and the arrowhead has changed every year. I'm okay with the change. But honestly, we get it.
Yeah.
I feel like I get it already.
I would be okay with the flashbacks if we were just like a couple episodes during the season.
Sure.
Or just do an entire flashback
episode. Oh, see, but those would be the ones that we'd hate.
Right.
Yeah.
Those would be the clip shows. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
with the air quotes.
Right.
And the laser. With the sharks with the freaking lasers.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I feel like, that's part of why I like The Flash so much is it doesn't junk things up all the time.
There are flashbacks on The Flash, but they matter more.
Right.
Right.
It's like it's the bad guy doing, like how it actually tells the story of how
what happened.
The Reverse Flash became Harrison Wells.
Right. What happened that is relevant to this story right now, not something that's shoehorned in.
Right. A common theme.
Right.
Yeah.
I just feel like that these things are kind of manufactured. Like this one, the Suicide Squad episode is really, really good, except for, hey, we need to fit some of this Arrow stuff right in the beginning, and who cares?
Right.
And the stuff with Leonoff, I felt like saying, okay, why can't you just do something for him? And then I went, because you're gonna kill him. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Well, they didn't kill him.
No, but
Oliver
the show.
But yeah,
because the show's gonna kill him.
The show's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It does feel like a wasted opportunity. It's like we have this, background that we just don't want to deal with anymore. We don't want to deal with Oliver having a Russian mob background.
Right. But
yeah, I guess so. But
otherwise, he had that really good resource that he could have gone to every once in a while, and it's not like they had to keep going back to him. I mean,
yeah.
So anyway, that's how I feel about that storyline. And, if we don't want to talk about it anymore, we're good. We can talk about the Suicide Squad thing. But if you have something else to talk about with them.
So yeah, basically no more Soenskayev Bratva. So none of that.
Right. But he's killed by Deathstroke.
Deathstroke, yeah. Later.
Yeah.
Diggle is outside Felicity's house.
Oh.
He's watching over her. And I'm sure you would think people would be like, hey, there's this black guy parked outside. Because she's in this totally like white neighborhood.
I know.
Like suburbs going, there's a black guy parked outside your house. Is everything
Hello?
okay? Yeah,
Is it me you're looking for?
Now she comes out in her jams.
Yep.
Brings him a cup of cocoa with some marshmallows.
I always feel like
No, there are no marshmallows because she's
out of marshmallows.
Right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
cocoa without the marshmallows.
He said coffee. She has no cocoa with marshmallows. I was out.
Yep.
So you're right. Good point. So no marshmallows in the cocoa for those.
Yeah, and then he dumps it over her head because what's cocoa without marshmallows?
Wow.
Like, bitch, give me some marshmallows.
That's right.
Wow.
Get your ass down to the store and give me some marshmallows.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
What good are you, Felicity? Get out the damn car.
That's the Quentin Tarantino version of Arrow.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so not gonna say what popped into my head.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, just bail out now.
Abort. Yeah.
So Felicity, he's out there basically looking after Felicity, making sure that nobody's going to attack her. And Felicity points out rather accurately, in my opinion, that Slate could just get in there and kill her if he wanted to.
But inaccurately, that she was okay before Arrow. And I thought, yeah, but after Arrow is after Arrow.
I know, but...
Of course you're in a...
But if Slate really wanted to take her out, there's nothing Diggle's going to do to stop him.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, as awesome as Diggle is, he's not able to stop, Deathstroke.
Right. And so this is a good way for him to be able to leave and for Felicity not to be in the episode.
Right. Mm-hmm. But we had to get Felicity in the episode.
Sure.
Yeah. So maybe it's in their contract.
Right.
They had to be in every episode somehow. Even just a little bit.
And apparently it needed to be Felicity with the marshmallow and the jammies. And that was her clue room.
Yeah, with the rope in the conservatory.
Exactly.
So Diggle ends up getting a booty call from Lila.
Yes, he does.
Oh,
yeah.
So he takes a little drive down to the Ostrander Hotel.
He doesn't know that, but...
Yeah, shouting out to Suicide Squad writer John Ostrander.
That's right. Yep, Ostrander.
So they have their little thing, and as they leave the hotel afterwards...
That's right.
Wink, wink,
happy with smiles on their faces.
A nod's as good as a wink to them, blind bats.
Photos. Photos, he said knowingly.
Monty Python reference. Yeah. So
I understand.
Okay, I just want to make sure you were and I didn't want to lose you here because
I understand.
Karen and I have this weird brainwave connection that
we do.
Which I hope everybody enjoys, but
sometimes
absolutely.
I'm sure our references probably go over some heads. So
yes.
All right. Amanda Waller, the overly thin Amanda Waller.
One of the two overly thin.
And Vulcan-like Amanda Waller. Because she's really unemotional and cold this first.
So
all stoic and just not very Amanda Waller like.
I know.
In your grill. Amanda says that, hey, guess what? I've got this mission that you two would be perfect for.
Well, but first she says, I wanted to call you to get back to work. And she says, well, duty calls. Oh, and by the way, you two, even though I have absolutely no claim on your time.
Yeah. Especially you, Diggle. You don't even work for me.
I know.
Yeah.
But hey,
Diggle
guess what?
just
You're going on a mission.
Hey, all right, whatever.
You're drafted.
Yeah.
They
How could
drafted,
you
they
do
drafted
that?
me.
You said duty.
Is Rob going to censor that? I don't know.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Michael Sheen.
Yep.
He was just with Chris Hardwick, I guess, a while back, but I just heard it. And Sarah Silverman was talking about he had never heard the word duty, DODDIE, for
Really?
yes,
Yep.
as an Englishman. And so now then every time he hears the word duty,
Yeah.
He hears the word
giggling. Duty, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's adorable.
Yes. And
Mike enjoys that.
Yep.
I'm going to save this for tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
No,
Well,
I have another Michael Sheen story, but it's better for tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Well, or whenever Rob posts this episode, or next.
No. For Next Stop Everywhere.
I know.
Okay.
My point. Yeah. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, when we record tomorrow.
When we record tomorrow. Okay. So to be continued.
Yes.
Okay. Dun,
Dot,
dun,
dot, dot.
Or Rob, if you want to cut that out,
All right. So apparently there's this. Amanda wants Lila and Diggle to retrieve this nerve agent from an arms dealer named Golem Kadir, who Diggle just happened to have saved during a stint in Afghanistan.
Right. With the aforementioned.
Yep.
Ted Gaynor.
Yep, exactly.
Played by
Ben Browder.
the hunky Ben Browder.
As we do our Ben Browder crossover-a-thon.
And I'm glad he was there, but they didn't give him much to do this episode, did they?
Not really.
No, but being as he died in the original episode in which he guest starred.
I'll go better.
It was a lovely return.
Yes. It was, especially because
I'm not dead.
Exactly.
I'm feeling better.
I'm feeling better.
The only thing I didn't like about it is that he was kind of a jerk. Girls in the army, am I right?
Yeah. And then Diggle shuts him down. He's like, "Yeah, what do you think about girls in the army now, buddy?"
Right.
Yes.
Although he was worse in the original episode because he was the bad guy. So at least he wasn't the bad guy in this. He was just a jerk.
Yeah.
Yes.
And but it's not going to be just Lila and Diggle going on this mission.
Nope.
Waller's got herself a team.
That's right. And then we get introduced to the
Suicide Squad, Task Force X.
That's right.
Yep.
And how it's going to work and all that sort of thing.
The X is for extra suicide.
Double suicide, is that it?
It's a suicide squad.
Not only are they going to kill themselves, they're going to kill themselves.
I double dare you. I double threaten you.
Task Force Suicide Squad. Also known as this.
I'm going to hang myself, and then I'm going to get down, and I'm going to hang myself again.
So, this team.
Choke on myself.
We're struggling this time, aren't we? This team consists of Bronze Tiger, Deadshot,
He's like Wolverine, right? Bronze Tiger.
Well, kind of in this version. Yeah, he's got like the Wolverine like claws that he could just. Yeah, they're kind of pathetic, really.
Yeah, they are.
It's like I want to see the judo skills.
I know he's much cooler in the comic book.
Yeah, he is way cooler in the comic.
Yeah,
and that's nothing on Michael J.
Oh no, he's really good.
Because his
acting is great,
and he's a great kung fu artist, as anyone who's like watched Black Dynamite could tell you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but and then we also have Shrapnel.
That's right.
They brought him back.
Sean Mayer.
Yeah, Sean Mayer. So yeah, so they got a little team going. And then I want to talk about this with Jesse in the room, but this is kind of what happens next. Is Diggle and Lila end up getting into a little argument?
Oh,
no, not that. That's not an argument. That's a little something else. Okay. So yes. Yeah, Diggle and Lila end up getting into an argument. They go to the argument clinic.
Yeah.
As we keep doing Monty Python resets.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I've come here for an argument.
No, you haven't.
You've come here for an argument.
No, you haven't. Yes, I have. No, you haven't.
All right. So, an unseen woman offers to help them through their problems, claiming she's a trained therapist. Why? Who could that be? Yep.
Yep.
So
at this point, we find out that like, hey, she looks and sounds quite suspiciously like none other than Harley Quinn.
That's right.
So you think they just did that just for the fun for fans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You don't think they planned on
and they
using her at all?
No, because I don't think they had the rights to use her.
No, they don't. Because Gotham's on.
Yeah. So
another channel. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't on yet, but it was in the works.
Yeah. It's owned by another channel.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Very good. Just curious.
Yeah. So they didn't. So apparently, Harley Quinn rights were sewn up, or at least for the the movies or whatever Suicide Squad movie. But I don't know. I don't know why they can have Waller on the Suicide Squad on TV and in the movies, but not Harley.
Maybe she is a free agent.
Maybe it's just probably because she's probably all tied up with Batman rights, and it's yeah. Otherwise, but we did get Tara Strong, as you pointed out, doing the voice, and she was essentially like the second Harley Quinn voice after Arlene Sorkin.
Mm-hmm.
So
Arlene Sorkin will always really be the
definitive, because that's what Harley was based on, was Arlene.
I know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but so she's kind of the definitive Harley Quinn. But Tara Strong does a very nice Harley Quinn.
She does.
So
it's better than the.
Yeah.
The one in the movie, I think, personifies the look.
Yeah.
Of what I think Harley Quinn is, but
we haven't heard too much from her, so I'm reserving judgment.
I think she looks great.
Yeah.
I want her to sound more like.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I did like the part in the Suicide Squad trailer where she's joyriding in the car, and Batman's on top of the roof, and she's going like I hope you've got insurance.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
That's when she kind of sounded the most like Harley to me.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah.
So, and I'm very particular about Harley Quinn.
Me too.
It's like if you could see all this like stuff around my room that I've got here. So
Harley Quinn stuff. Kevin Hanchard's in that from Orphan Black. Art.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
He plays Casino Boss.
Casino Boss. That sounds like a big role.
Well, Casino Boss. It's a boss.
At least he's a boss. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He got promoted. It's better than Cop, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Art the Cop, but yeah.
Does he even have a last name one?
I know. I don't even know Art's last name. He probably does, but we don't.
I'm sure he does, but I don't know his last name. I do a podcast about it.
I know. Okay, so we have to get back to Oliver because it's his show. So Oliver does this crime in progress. Like Felicity tells him about a crime. He goes to take care of the crime. Turns out Slade's watching the action. Like he's got his lawn chair out. He's got popcorn. He's got a couple of brewskis. He's watching what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oliver, of course, his arrow sense is tingling, and he feels like he's being watched. So he goes to where Slade was, and he finds an old Deathstroke mask with an arrow driven through the eye hole, just like in the pilot episode.
Right, on the island.
So it's a nice little callback to that.
And that was his partner, right? That was Slade's partner. His mask, right?
Well,
on the island?
No, I mean, that was his, when he took over the Deathstroke thing.
I know.
Yeah.
But didn't his partner wear that mask on the island?
I don't think so.
The guy that stole his...
Well, there was the first guy that when Oliver was captured by Eddie Fires in season 1.
Wasn't that Slade's partner?
I don't know if that was Slade's partner. Maybe it was. I think maybe it was.
Okay, I think that was Slade's partner.
And he
fought with him on the beach?
Let's go with that. Yeah.
Okay, I think he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not gonna. Let's go with yours, and then
Yeah.
Let's go with
I'll
say.
look it up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're probably
Okay.
right. How's that?
No. Keep
Okay.
talking.
Okay. Because I'm not.
And
I'm
I'll
not sure.
totally cop to it.
Okay. And you say, "Go, ha ha ha! I was right."
No, I will not do
You
that.
suck. You suck.
I'm not sure whether it's true or not.
Okay. Diggle and the Suicide Squad, getting back to the main story, end up arriving at the fine art auction in Markovberg, Markovia, home of Geoforce from Batman and the Outsiders.
Yes, I thought of that. I
Yep.
was very happy to see that.
Yep. So Markovia.
I love how they do Easter eggs in the show.
Markovia
Really.
shout
Yes,
out.
I agree.
As planned, Diggle ends up bumping into Kadir, going, "Oh yeah, hey, how you been, guy?"
And I actually thought it was a pretty funny line. I don't know what's a bigger, more unbelievable, you being clumsy or seeing that you're here.
Exactly.
Hey, well,
Yep,
you know.
yep. So, they get a little small talky just before Deadshot provides an assassination attempt, and Bronze Tiger's there posing as Diggle's bodyguard, and he fakes getting shot by Deadshot to help Diggle get Kadir's trust. So there's that. However, when Deadshot tries to flee the scene, his getaway driver, Shrapnel, drives off without him.
Yes.
And because Shrapnel's decided, screw you guys, I'm going home.
I'm out of here.
So yeah, bye-bye. And so he flees, and only to end up getting blown up real good by Amanda Waller, because it's like, well, we've put these explosive chips in their heads for some reason. So let's use.
And I was going,
So they just killed the doc from Firefly. No.
Yeah, the Playboy Club didn't last that long. He probably needed the work.
Right.
So.
Well, here's my thing though.
Yeah.
If you know anything about Shrapnel as a comic book character, his whole superpower is that he can explode and reform himself.
Oh, okay. I did not.
Exploded.
He's all splody.
Okay.
And then he can reform. So the question is, there may be a chance that maybe we'll see Sean Mayer again.
Okay.
Right. Sean Mayer's probably hoping for that, so he can get some work, but yep.
Okay.
So it's like, don't kill off my character.
Okay, very good.
I don't even have an action figure yet.
Okay. I pasted something in the chat area.
Okay. So you found it?
Yeah.
Okay. And
this is Billy Wintergreen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Wintergreen. Yeah, because
that was his partner.
Right. Okay.
And that was his mask.
Okay.
A shout out to Deathstroke's manservant, Wintergreen from the comics. Okay, that's right. Well spotted.
That's what I was thinking of.
You got it. I bow down.
No, but it wasn't exactly what you said. It was just something in my head that was like that.
Driving you crazy.
Right. It was like,
yeah.
I wasn't sure. Okay.
So anyway, they did the fake assassination attempt. Kadir's all happy. Like, hey, thanks for saving my life, bro.
Right.
Bro.
Yeah.
So you want
hug.
Yep. You want to come to humanitarian benefit, bro?
Right.
And so they're like, sure.
And I like how Diggle really plays that character very well.
Yeah, he does.
He does a good job.
And as it just shows that Diggle doesn't get enough scenes on Arrow.
Yeah.
He really needs more.
What a great actor he is.
Yeah. So they copied Diggle's fingerprints to get Deadshot in. Diggle and Lila infiltrate. They get inside, and they essentially they find out that there's the nerve agent is underneath. During there's this very big party going on, and then underneath in the basement level is this nerve agent, and Deadshot goes down there, and there's this, apparently it's not anything transportable. It's this big, huge container vessel.
Right.
And so Deadshot's like, Gonna need a little help with this one, guys.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You want to
It's
say?
you.
No, I'm listening.
Okay. All right. You feel free to jump in anytime there.
I will. Yes.
Okay. We get Oliver, going back to Oliver. He, thanks to
Yeah, we
Alexi,
have to.
because we have to, it's the show. Thanks to Alexi's info, Felicity finds Slade's hideout. And then when Oliver goes inside the office, he sees videos of Shadow being projected all over the wall. Like, you killed my girlfriend, and I'm going to remind you of it. Yep.
Yeah, crazy person thing.
Like a bad 80s video.
Yep.
And
Slade is off his rocker, man.
And then in a chair behind the desk, Alexi's dead. So we've killed off this promising,
really good
character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't have as much problem that you two seem to with the Oliver storyline. I did not.
Oh no, I don't.
No, it's not a problem. It's just like we could have got more Diggle.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it interrupted. I thought it was a good enough story. Though, I just recently watched a first season Arrow for one of the other podcasts on this network. They're doing an Arrow rewatch, and it's the actual, I'm drawing a blank, but it's the episode where at the end, John finds out, because he's hurt, and Oliver, reveals himself, not in that way, Karen, in the other way.
No, I get it.
And I was like, I forgot how one alone Oliver was before this all happened, before he had a Scooby Gang, and that's why they did the narration so much, because he didn't have anyone to talk to.
Right.
And so I love me some Diggle. So and John, and they won't do this. They don't have the courage, but I would have loved for this new season, that Oliver and Felicity have run off to the sunset, to actually have had a couple of episodes where it's just John, figuring out what to do. And,
well, he does get a costume.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
We understand he's supposed to get a mask at least.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep.
No, he gets a costume.
He gets a costume?
The actor who plays him said he gets a costume.
Good.
So
we'll find out which one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
Yeah, you probably know, because it's you. Is it maybe the Guardian?
Maybe.
Maybe the Guardian?
Yeah,
I haven't seen any shots of it, so I don't have any insight.
I was hoping for the Vigilante myself, but that would have been awesome.
Okay, that would have been nice, yeah.
But that's me.
I haven't seen any shots. So.
Okay, all right. So,
sorry.
Amanda Waller, after hearing about the container that can't be moved, decides to call in a drone strike because it's Amanda Waller. A little bit of overkill here. So she sends in a drone strike, and Diggle's like, holy crap, there's all these people here, and you're sending in a drone strike to blow up the house. So he's like, okay, everybody, guess what? There's like a nerve agent under the floorboards here, and it's all Kadir's doing. So have fun panicking. Bye.
Yeah, gotta go.
Gotta go. I'm out. Drop the mic.
I don't know if that was the best plan.
Yeah.
Because how do you know?
Right.
Everyone's going to get out in time and safe and everything.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't.
It was
a plan at least.
Yeah, it made for a fun scene.
Yeah. Kadir recognizes Lila, so he's like from Afghanistan. So he threatens to kill her. And while he's doing that, Bronze Tiger sneaks up from behind and uses him as a scratching post. Pretty much. And so Kadir's dead.
Unfortunately.
Deadshot just wants to stay there and get blowed up real good in the drone strike. But Diggle's like, no, you're not dying. You're not dying until I say you do. No. Was
it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Germans?
Yeah.
Oh no. Forget it.
He's rolling. That's what.
And it ain't over now.
Right.
Because when the going gets tough,
nothing is over until we decide it is. Because when the going gets tough, dun 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 dun. The tough get going.
the tough get going.
So let's go. Ah!
Are you with me?
Animal House. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
It's sad that I know that by heart.
Sad that we know it by heart.
Yes.
I will cop to like my share of the blame here on this one.
Okay, good.
Like guilty. Okay.
I know. I actually know how many beats there are between.
Yeah.
Because when the going gets tough,
You have to wait. Dun, dun. It's really
the tough gets going.
Yes.
Yep.
Who's with me?
So anyway, Diggle plays the daughter card on Deadshot, and he's like, "Look, you got a daughter, you know.
Do it for her.
Do it for her,
Yeah.
you know." So Deadshot's like, "Okay, let's go." So they all jump in a truck and flee, but only to discover the drone strikes like targeted on Deadshot because of his implant.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks, Amanda.
I know, right?
Drone's coming after her.
This is the problem with Skinny Amanda.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
She tries to train all the weapons in the wrong place all the time.
Yeah, so Lila does some quick thinking, cuts the chip out, tosses it so that the drone blows up real good behind them.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
then he bleeds out of his carotid artery.
Yeah. Now the Markovian government, meanwhile, is none too happy about this.
Nope.
Like, you guys launched a drone in a no-fly zone.
Yeah.
So
it's Amanda's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
we might go to war. Oh, thanks, Amanda. Well done.
It's Amanda's
Right.
fault.
So that's kind of a won't Amanda Waller fail. Exactly. Big
Hey
time.
Amanda,
Big
if
time.
you weren't skinny, they would like you more.
Chubby Amanda is the way to go.
That's right.
Chubby Amanda greater than skinny Amanda.
That's right. I agree.
Yep. So back
It's Amanda's fault.
back at Argus.
She did it.
Back at Argus's headquarters, Amanda's visited by an old friend.
I'm so glad we do this on camera.
Yes.
Isn't it better than you were so against the camera?
Well, I look like shit today. I'm sorry.
We don't care.
Okay.
They don't care out there in the
Well,
audience.
they can't
can
see us.
so
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
you don't have to impress us, really.
Okay.
Even though you are impressive.
Yes.
Thank you. It's her fault.
So Amanda's visited by an old friend, still old friend. That turns out to be Oliver. Come on, yeah. She assumes that he's still mad at her for some past incident that we find out it was season 3 flashbacks. So
Mhm.
great. So that's their history. Though Oliver reassures her that she's been moved down the list.
Yes.
So and then she asks like, okay, who does he want more dead than her? He's like, well, Slade's still alive.
Mhm.
And then Amanda's like, really? I thought you killed him.
Yeah. Really?
Yep. But we've been, by the way, Oliver, there's like this new player on the scene that's he's been known to be called Deathstroke. So that was the big importance of Oliver, that
Right.
finds out that Slade is called Deathstroke.
Yeah.
So I hope those Oliver scenes were worth it.
Yeah.
And killing off
So,
the Russian guy.
what did you think of the Deathstroke costume, Charles?
I liked the Deathstroke costume for the most part.
Yeah.
The mask is a little weird. It seems, it's more like a hockey mask,
Yeah.
a hockey goalie mask, but, it's okay. At least they got the color scheme right.
It seems
It
a
works.
little thick,
Yeah.
armory a little more than
A little bulky,
yeah.
but
Yeah. But overall, yeah, I think they at least kept it close to what the, comics look like.
yeah.
And
Because we've been, Jesse and I, obviously being Titans fans,
yes.
we're go all the way back to New Teen Titans Volume 1, Number 2, with the first appearance of Deathstroke in 1980. So
Where's Tara? Where's
Yeah.
Tara? Didn't
Yeah.
Tara make a with Deathstroke and
Well, we
the
did see
Sentry gear?
we did see Markovia.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Hey, we're
Yep.
we didn't see the Crown Prince and the illegitimate sister.
Yep. I would have liked to have seen Brian Markoff, but
Yes, absolutely.
So okay,
Where's
so
Jericho? Now let's just keep
I
going random.
there you go, like Jericho. Where's Ravager? Rose Wilson? Or Grant?
Oh,
Grant Wilson.
spoilers.
Yeah. So
spoilers. Yes.
Okay. So Jesse, what did you give this episode?
I was really happy with this one. I'm glad Karen picked it. I gave this 9 morning bottles of champagne.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, very nice.
Yes.
And I see
Are
stuff.
we there?
I see stuff popping up.
Am I still? Oh yeah.
You're still here? You're still here. Okay.
You can click on that.
Okay.
If you like.
The So
Are we all still here?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah, we're waiting on your
my thing?
Yeah, what did you give this episode, Karen?
This is a horrible, horrible pun because not only did it have Deadshot, but it had Deathstroke, and a lot of people got like arrows in the eye.
Yeah. There was apparently Slade's got a thing for arrows in the eye. Go figure.
So I wrote 8 cornucopias of irony.
Oh.
I know it's horrible. It's
irony.
The worst ever.
Nice.
that is
that's such a horrible pun, but I loved it because it was a horrible pun.
Okay, thank you.
I like bad puns.
Okay, good.
So.
And I did cornucopias.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, yeah, we got it.
Plus, I'm allowed to make eye joke.
Yes, you are.
Okay, good.
Out of all of us, yes, you get to make the eye joke.
Okay, good. Okay, and you, Charles?
I gave this one 8.5 out of 10 explosive neck implants.
Ouchie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boom, 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 boom.
And I just love Amanda Waller. Like, well, we now caught that flaw. Next time we'll put him in the spinal
claw. Yeah.
And that link, by the way, is to the concept art for his costume, for Diggle's costume.
Ooh,
nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
See, this is why I pays to know Karen, because she's awesome.
As shown at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So maybe Mr. Terrific?
Yeah, we have some news. We could run down. Speaking of Arrow, we've got 2 new characters appearing on Arrow this season.
Mm-hmm.
As Jesse said, Mr. Terrific, played by Echo Kellum, is coming. And we also are going to be seeing the appearance of Anarchy, played by Alexander Calvert.
Oh, nice.
I think it's
nice people.
Or Calvert, but Calvert sounds cooler. So
I like Calvert, but it'll probably be Calvert.
Calvert, who knows?
Yeah.
So we're getting 2 new ones. Of course, Arrow's dipping into the Batman villains again.
I know.
Yeah.
Dude, get your there's we still haven't gotten a good Count Vertigo yet. So
I know.
Yeah. But are there really that great of
no, there's other
DC villains?
There's also other DC Universe villains that they go for.
Yeah, there's general
JLA
villains they could use.
Yeah, okay, good deal.
I'm super excited for one of the Flash casting.
Yes.
Speaking
of the Flash.
Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah, let's go there. Michael Ironside, who is awesome in everything. I became a big fan of his ever since he was on The Final Battle.
I love Michael
as
Ironside.
Ham Tyler, but he's done just about everything. I put a list on Damn Good Coffee if you want to check it out, some of the stuff he's done. But he's going to be playing Captain Cold's father.
Yeah.
The abusive dick that just gets drunk, beats the hell out of Captain Cold and his sister Golden Glider as kids, and he's not a nice guy.
He's gonna just sink his teeth into this.
So we'll see. Yeah.
So good.
And ironically, this is what I love. And the actress that plays Golden Glider,
his sister.
yeah. She also played Lucy Lane on Smallville.
Right.
And who was her father on Smallville but Michael Ironside?
Ironside,
So,
the captain.
Yep. So yeah, I thought.
Wow.
Isn't that freaking
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I didn't even make that
Yeah,
connection.
on Smallville, Michael Ironside played General Sam Lane,
Yeah.
the father of Lois and Lucy.
Yeah.
So here he is
That's
playing
awesome.
the same daughter again. Father-daughter again. Didn't see that coming, did you?
He's got a son now, though, too. Where did that come from?
I don't know. But
Oh.
yep. And also
He is so good.
And also on The Flash coming up. I'm kind of excited by this because I'm a huge Infinity Incorporated fan. And also a fan of Jeff Johns' JSA series. So Adam Edge Copeland is going to be playing Atom Smasher.
Nice.
So we get that coming up. Yeah.
I'm crushing your atoms.
He's smashing the anthem. Smash, smash,
Right.
smash. Yeah. Gotham got some casting news. Bruce Wayne
Did you guys already talk about who's going to be Jay Garrick?
Yes, we did. We talked about that last week.
That was the whole reason I was on this show.
That was the whole reason. You don't care about us. You don't care about Karen. You don't.
No, I love that actor.
You just wanted to talk about. Go ahead and talk about Jay Garrick.
No, that's it. Fine.
Teddy Sears.
Yeah, I think he's been really good. Not only in Masters of Sex, but he played the rich public defender on that really bad TNT show. But he was really good. I just think he's perfect casting. I mean, he's handsome.
Right.
He's got the whole square, thing, square
jaw. Yeah.
Yeah,
And even when he has stubble, it looks like the stubble all lays in perfect lines.
Because he's got cheekbones.
Yeah.
I just thought, I'm just so happy.
He's perfect. Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I think so too. And because it looks like he's going to be younger. He isn't the older. So anyway,
I'm going to be really pissed if that episode is not titled Flash of Two Worlds.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
All of that.
I mean, shame if they don't do that.
Yeah.
Because that has to be the title. I'm going to be so mad because that's just one of the all-time greatest comic book stories.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, okay.
Well,
so
we talked about it.
You feel better now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so it's nice.
You can talk about whatever you want on here, as long as it has to do with comic books or not. Actually,
yeah, absolutely.
He's already talked about quite a bit that didn't.
That's right.
Comic books. So yeah. Right. Bren Browder, Farscape, but hey.
That counts.
Yeah, that kind of that can.
Well, there were Farscape comic books, I guess. So
there were.
And it's a reference to here.
Right.
And they were canon.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was some Gotham casting news.
Okay.
Bruce Wayne's getting a girlfriend.
Or at
least a love interest. That's not Catwoman or Catgirl at this point. Natalie Allen Lind is going to be playing Silver St. Cloud.
Yep.
So, from if you were a fan of the Marshall Rogers era of Batman comics, written by Len Wein, she was kind of Bruce's girlfriend back in the late 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna kind of see her a little bit early.
I like Len Wein.
And and then Supergirl.
I have a Len Wein story.
Okay.
Let's just go.
Yes. So, friend of the podcast and comic artist and writer extraordinaire Tom Zoller and I were at Mid Ohio Con where I hung with Charles. Mm-hmm. And and we ended up going to dinner with Mark Evanier, Roger Stern, Len Wein. I can't even remember everyone who was there. Mm-hmm. But it was just truly, I was starstruck, and it was during the presidential election, and all they were talking about was the McCain and Obama, how the different convention people thought. And Tom looked over and said, who cares about politics? I want him to talk about who should be in the Justice League. You know? So, I was sitting next to Lin-Wen, and he said, "So what do you do, Jesse?" And I, where's your comic book store, Jesse? And I'm like, no, I'm just a fan. How was your convention? He goes, fine. He said, everyone just keeps bringing me old stuff to sign. And he says, no, I just wish someone would bring me something new. And I said, I don't want to argue with you, but I'm going to tell you right now that if I go to have something signed, I find the oldest, most obscure thing I can have to have you sign because I want to show you. I just didn't pick up something at the convention because you happen to be there and get signed.
Mhm.
I want to show you that I have been a fan of your work for years. And he goes, oh, okay, that I hadn't thought of that before. So that's my Lin Wing story. And so whenever we bring that up every once in a while, like, unless you're Lin Wing and he doesn't want you to sign, like we're talking about, yeah, I'd love to have, Stephen King sign The Stand, unless you're Lin Wing and he doesn't want you to bring the old book.
So you made him a running gag.
That's cute.
Yes, we did.
All right.
It was like an end joke.
Yes, it is.
That's a cute story.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So, Supergirl casting. We apparently have Peter Fasinelli from the Twilight films going to be playing Maxwell Lord.
Who?
So we're going to be seeing Max Lord on Supergirl. And apparently Livewire and Reactron are coming as well. They haven't been casted yet, but so we got that going. So that's good.
Yeah.
Are we going to discuss the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show when it comes on?
You want to?
I'm just asking you. It's technically a comic book show.
No, we don't have to discuss it unless you want to.
Thank you. Let's just say no.
Okay.
We're gonna have enough on our plate. We got to hit the highlights.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So unless you really wanted to talk about it, no.
Do you think Constantine will show up on Arrow?
I hope so.
I mean, that's the rumor, right? That
Constantine got an Emmy nom, so
that's
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Nice.
So hopefully, yeah, it's kind of like a bittersweet at this point, but yeah.
but it's like a big, ha-ha.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Arrow Arrow producers were talking about how they like to bring Constantine in.
Mhm.
So it'd be nice, especially if they can get Matt Ryan back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why you'd want to bring Constantine back if you can't get Matt Ryan.
No, they want Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
because
so-
They've mentioned
remember
him, but
right. I mean,
Yeah.
because Aerostar that I'm drawing a blank on. That's why I'm
Stephen Amell.
Stephen
Stephen
Amell.
Amell said he would guest star on Constantine if they got a second.
Right.
Right.
So let's hope so, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
Agreed.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's all about that I have, unless anybody else has anything more.
Let's see. I just put some stuff on the page. Like I said, Constantine, Daredevil, The Flash, Gotham, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. all got Emmy noms.
Mm-hmm.
Anarchy. Did we talk about Anarchy?
I
getting
talked about-
cast?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Um,
I got it covered.
Ben McKenzie from Gotham says that fans of the Joker will be happy with Gotham season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Um,
I'm a little nervous about that.
I know, me too.
They should be dipping into that well.
Yeah.
But they want the ratings probably, so yeah.
The actor who's playing Damien Dark says that the character is pure evil.
Evil.
David Ramsey talks about his costume, and he kind of jokes about that his character's name is Black Driver.
Yes, that was a reference. Yeah, that's the way it should be. His superhero name should be Black Driver because that just awesome.
Yeah.
That was the best.
And
Yes.
the odds of a Supergirl crossover, which I think are nil actually, because
Yeah.
on different
Network,
networks.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think I've read an interview that they've said that can't happen.
Right.
CBS has said,
Yeah.
they can't.
Right.
Because apparently CBS are dicks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
even though they're kind of connected, CW and CBS,
Right.
because
Yeah,
of the
right.
whole CW merge thing.
Right.
There's just they just don't think it's going to happen. Lucy Lane is going to be cast on Supergirl. And The Walking Dead is going to have a flashback episode, and that's the news I have. Those are all posted on our Facebook page, though. So
Okay, very nice. Good.
All right. So, Jesse.
I'm continuing to look for a job. Oh no. Okay.
find my resume at.
Yes.
Yes.
At
Though I will give a shout out
LinkedIn,
because Karen is going to follow up on me. 80s reboot on this network. We did a episode of the top 3, our personal picks of the top 3 albums of the 80s.
Mhm.
And Dave White, who hosts that podcast, did not give any rules. So, of course, me being me, made up rules, and you can hear the episode and talk about what rules I made. But a neighbor of his quoted me in the podcast. Heard was talking to him, actually used something that I said in the podcast and kind of chastised him why we didn't pick certain albums. And Dave was nice. He's like, it was our choices. And I said, when we were talking Halt and Couch Fire, I said, well, what you ought to do is do a follow-up podcast, ask your neighbor to go on, and because it was all guys on the podcast, have you host women and see if they pick different albums. And I volunteered Karen without even talking to her. I'm like, oh, Karen loves the podcast. And
I jumped on it.
Yep.
Yeah, she did. So that's
hello, 80s music.
And I see how you are, Jesse. You invite Karen, but not me.
You're not a girl.
You're not a lady.
I know. Well, I didn't say for the girl episode.
Okay, yes.
I meant for another episode, the guy episode.
Okay. I will do that up. They're going
or
to
the
try
guy and girl episode. Well,
yeah,
I could.
They're going to try to do 80s toys and 80s cartoons coming up. So
good. Cartoons.
Someone suggested that we do a one-hit wonders of the 80s.
Excellent.
Which I think would be pretty fun. So I'll keep you up. Yeah, I'll
No, they've had several hits. They actually had a few because they had the Living Daylights. They had the Sun's.
Oh yeah, the Living Daylights.
The sun always shines on TV. So they've had a few.
True.
They had a few. They're not a one-hit wonder. Now,
well, the Living Daylights, I'll admit to, but
like Pop Music by M. That's a one-hit wonder band.
Yeah, that's true.
Or Tacos Putting on the Ritz.
Well, and one of the things you could talk about, and God, we are way off topic now, is what rules you use, because there can be a very successful band that only has one top 100 show, that they don't put shows on the Billboard pop charts. They may be really, because when you look at a list of one-hit wonders, there's a fair, like Don Williams, You Believe in Me is on there because that was his only pop song,
right?
Even though he's very successful in country charts. So, depends on how you want to define it.
Sure.
And that was one of the things I really liked about Dave is he didn't, and he left it up to us. So we kind of explained, like some people said, these aren't necessary albums I still like. It's what I liked in the 80s.
Right.
And mine was, it has to be an album that I still love.
Right.
To make it on my list. But, other people did other things.
An everlasting sort of.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we're working out the details of when we're going to do that all girls 80s album, and he's going to host it.
That's nice.
So that will be coming up, the all girls edition.
Good. And coming up in this podcast feed, we are going to have Karen guest star in Next Stop Everywhere. And we will talk more about that, but we are thrilled you're joining us again.
Yay.
So,
and what are we going to be talking about on that podcast?
Well,
Go ahead,
it will be a theme.
A theme?
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll see. We're not going to talk about the theme here.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
It has something to do with something on this episode.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you have to check out Next Stop Everywhere.
Yes. We might need to talk to Rob and make him put this out. We're too sweet.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So good. So I can be found at JW. No, I'm not. I'm at Jesse Jackson DFW.
Yeah, you changed up, didn't you?
Just recently changed because it's easier to find. Though for years I've been JWJ170104.
Oh
but
no, I can't type the same thing
I know.
you anymore.
At Jesse Jackson DFW. So
No.
yes, and
It's freaking me out,
so
man.
find me, man. Good.
And Karen, where can they find you?
They can find me at Aleveria, Aleveria.
Mm-hmm.
And in my bio, there is an About Me link that will take you to all my other various and sundry links.
Awesome.
And you, Charles.
And me, you can find me at Charles Skaggs on Twitter and at Charles Skaggs on the Instagram. I'm on Facebook, and I'm on the Google Plus for all you crazy kids on the Google Plus.
So tell me the truth,
you
Charles.
see how excited she gets when I do that?
I love
But were you not thrilled when Ken quoted you that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, me going, like all you Google Plus for all you crazy kids on the Google Plus has now become a thing.
It's
Yes,
the best thing
absolutely.
It's
ever.
officially
That
a
is-
thing.
Yeah, it is his version of "Get Off My Lawn."
This stupid little thing that I came up with in my
I
head
love it.
has now become a thing. I'm gonna
It's the best thing ever.
I'm gonna have to get like T-shirts, printed.
Yes.
For all you crazy.
Google for all you crazy kids on the Google
No,
Plus.
you know what it needs to say?
What?
I went on Google Plus, and all I got was you crazy kids on the Google Plus.
Yes, that's pretty good.
That's awesome.
Good.
Right, so
And anything else?
yeah, my blog of geeky things, Damn Good Coffee in the Hot, where I talk about a lot of the casting news we just talked about in much more detail, and with backgrounds on the comic books where these characters came from. So check it out.
That's right. And reviews?
And reviews. I just did my big review of Ant-Man.
That's right. And I cannot
Yes.
wait to see it. I'm going to see it Wednesday.
Yep. So it's a fun movie.
If my husband actually does the things that he's supposed to do, we might go
Uh-oh.
see it on Wednesday.
If your husband survives this weekend.
That's right. He went to
Yeah.
work. So
I am hoping to go in the morning and see it. Everyone I've talked to has said it's amazing, and I've held off reading your column, Charles, because as all good
Yes.
reviews, there are spoilers.
Yes.
So I went off. All I will tell you, Joanna Robinson
Mm-hmm.
and their comic book podcast that she does with Dave, all he warned her is stay to the very end. I mean,
yes.
wait.
Marvel movie.
There are two closing credit scenes. I won't.
Yeah,
give them away.
that's what he said.
There's one
don't
right. There's one at the mid credits.
Yeah.
Mid closing credits, and then there's one at the very end.
He says that people are going to be really mad that there's the credit and moved on.
Yep.
He said, so anyway, I'm excited about seeing it. So, maybe you and I
the
can
duck
talk
sits
about
there and then he goes and eats Ant-Man.
Yeah.
it. Yes. Yes.
Okay, and then we are also on Facebook, facebook.com/Phantom Zone Podcast, which is where I have linked to our news stories, and you can see Charles's blog stories there as well. And then there's pictures and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
And then when the shows come back, there will also be PR releases and photos of upcoming shows and things like that.
All right.
And you can email us feedback at phantomzonecast@gmail.com, or you can leave us feedback on our Facebook page as well.
And on iTunes, because we could use some iTunes feedback.
Right.
Big time.
On iTunes as well.
So yeah, drop us a line, guys. Let us know what you like about the show, what you hate.
That's right.
Know. We want to know. Hopefully you like more than you hate it. So, but
Absolutely.
I would hope so.
But we can take the criticism because we're tough. We can handle.
We know we
That's
talk
right.
a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
We
That's
know
right.
it.
And,
We've got
and speaking of talking a lot, I would
We
just want to
have-
give us a big round of congratulations because we just hit the 2-hour mark. An all new record for the Phantom Zone podcast. Yeah.
Well, when you put Karen and Jesse together, I was going to say we have our really strong underwear on that's made of strong cotton, so we can take the criticism.
You said you weren't going to say anything about that.
Yeah.
You brought that up.
You had to brought up the underwear. Okay. So yeah, we've hit a new low or high, depending on your point of view, on as far as digressions go in this episode.
What is this bizarre segue that's happening?
Exactly.
Yes, thank you for having me on.
And we could probably go another hour if we really try.
Yes, it was. Yes, we could.
So, but we'll save that for Next Stop Everywhere. So
yes, we will.
So come on over to Next Stop Everywhere for a special guest appearance by the lovely Karen Lindsay.
Yep. So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.